Hello, once again, this is Brother Teacher. I was just sitting here in my store thinking, uh, and the thought come to my mind uh, concerning how far people would actually go to protect themselves or their loved ones or even property, as it were. Myself, I believe this as it relates to property. It's material. You can always get your property back. You can always make money or make more money if you were to lose it. However, uh, uncomfortable it would be going through a loss like that, especially if someone were to take it from you, i.e., robbery. I have been in a situation where I was in a friend's store many years ago, and it was three of us in the store in the evening. Just that particular night, I had happened to not be at my own store, and he asked me if I would come over and help him out a couple blocks over. So I did. Somewhere in the evening, as we were in there, we were talking, and a gentleman comes in with a mask and a hood on and a large caliber handgun, and he told us all to get on the floor. Now, my two friends were panicked. We all lied on the floor. Fortunate for us, he didn't shoot us, so there were no fatalities. He just basically wanted the money. And since I was closer to him on the floor, he asked me, or told me I should say, to get up and go open the registers. I opened both the registers and I dumped the money in the bag and handed it to him, and he signaled me to go back and lay on the floor. Now, at that particular time, martial arts didn't come into the picture. It wasn't necessary. You see, a lot of times people will make the statement to martial artists and say, well, why didn't you chop him? Why didn't you beat him up since you're a master in karate or whatever? Those people don't speak with wisdom. They don't speak with common sense oftentimes. Number one, they're not there. They were not in that situation. And you have to move according to the dictates of your own spirit, your own mind. And that is what I did. It wasn't necessary for me to try to defend myself in that particular situation. And ultimately, it worked out that we all were safe. And to this day, we don't know who that individual was. And as far as we know, he was never captured. But it made me think even more. And it made me consider my life and my family. What if that was my own family in that store at that particular time, and they held a gun to my child's head or pointed it at my wife? How would I see that situation then? So, with my military martial arts training and so forth, all of that's well, but I made the decision to start carrying a firearm, and I have been carrying ever since. Now, let me say this. It's not for everyone to carry a firearm, because everyone does not have the proper mentality to carry a weapon. That's that dangerous. I put it like that. There are some people I know that would panic in such a way where the would-be assailant would take the weapon away and possibly use it against them. Those individuals don't need a weapon, especially a gun. They might end up shooting their own family member or even themselves because of going into a state of panic. You have to have the proper presence of mind when you carry a firearm. I carry every day, every single day, especially since I have a store, a business. It is important. Just a few days ago, there was a Family Dollar store that was robbed several blocks from me. And fortunately, no one was injured, but they caught the individual, thanks to a Pepsi Cola delivery person. So thank God this brave individual grabbed this. It was actually a woman who was attempting to rob the Family Dollar store, and it was foiled. The police got there and they arrested the young lady. It's unfortunate, but it could have turned out a different way. So this is my feeling on people who take it upon themselves and try to take something that's not theirs. It's just simply, you deserve whatever the law has in store for you to the utmost punishment. That is, when you're trying to take someone else's income that they worked for, be it an individual or a company, store, whatever. It's unfortunate that we have these individuals in our society, but it's a reality. There's no way to escape it. Our society is made up of everybody. You have those people that are honest, dishonest on the other side of that spectrum. You have people that are good, and you have people that are evil or bad, and you have everybody in between. You just never know. So we need to stop just taking things for granted, assuming that we live in this utopia or this area as far as the earth is concerned, where everybody's always going to have a kumbaya moment and their will or they have goodwill towards all men. It doesn't work that way. We live in a very tumultuous time. We live in a very chaotic time, regardless of what you think and regardless of what you want to believe. We live in a very harsh world, and there are those people in our society that walk amongst us every single day that would take your life for $1. True stuff. So I'm encouraging you, and it behooves all of us to make sure that we set in motion those things and become proactive about our own selves as individuals, our families, our homes, and take some stock in security measures as far as your home is concerned. Cameras, maybe an alarm system, or even a nice sized dog for your home and or your business. And consider carrying a firearm. I know there are those of us who say, well, I don't want to carry a gun. I'm just against guns. I understand that, but what's ironic is that you would call the police if someone were to break into your home or your business. They're carrying a gun. There is no difference. The police carry guns. So what are you saying? What's the difference? The police are carrying a gun and you don't want to carry a gun. Why are you afraid? Is it of the unknown? Are you afraid of the unknown? What's the unknown? I learned this about the police a long time ago, and it's very common sense related. They're second responders. The fire department, emergency medical, second responders, and then you end up in the hospital if you've been injured. So why wait until someone comes just to take notes, just to do a report on what happened to you, when you are the individual in the situation? So let's say, for example, I'm standing at the bus stop. Two guys come up, pull a knife out. One guy, another guy pulls out a gun, ask me for my money, and I feel threatened, and I feel in fear of my life, that my life might be taken, and I have a concealed carry and a weapon on me. Am I going to wait till the police call or pull out a cell phone and make an attempt to run when it could be fatal for me? No, not at all. I would take my chances with my own skill set, pull my weapon, because more than likely, chances are more than likely I've already trained with that weapon, which I have for many years, and I'm paying attention to my surroundings, the individuals within that same environment. I'm watching body language, and I'm going to take advantage of the situation, especially the fact that I have a weapon myself. But am I going to say, oh, well, here's my money? I have no idea what's going on in the minds of those two individuals that may be trying to rob me, attempting to rob me. They may shoot me just on principle or stab me to death. All because I'm guessing that they might not harm me. I don't know that. Do you get my point? So I'm going to say again, reiterate, that if you don't have some means of protection as far as a firearm, you want to consider. I didn't say may want to consider. You want to consider. I'm imploring you to consider first, and then make a decision, a informed decision, to go get you some training, get licensed, and have that peace of mind for yourself and your family, so that you don't have to be standing at somebody's funeral because you didn't do what you were supposed to do or should have done. You know, the Bible says, and I'm not quoting it verbatim, but this is what it says: a man that will not protect and provide for his family is worse than an infidel. That also means woman. Okay? Protect yourself, your families, your loved ones. Have the confidence and the presence of mind that, you know, even though I may not use it, and I hope to not ever have to use my weapon, I have the confidence and I have the assurance that there's a weapon with me or accessible to me, that in the event something like this were to happen, I'll deal with it accordingly. That was it. This is Brother Teacher. Are you serious enough about protecting you and your family? That's what you need to ask yourself. If you're afraid of guns, then get unafraid of guns and master it like anything else. All you have to do is go through the training, continue to go to the range and fire, and become accustomed to that weapon, get used to it, be friends with it, know it inside and out, and that's it. And that's all. Let me know what your comments are concerning this subject, and I'll see you in the next video. So long.